Hello and welcome. Today I'm working on a canvas that is primed white. And since it shouldn't be absorbent, I'm priming it again with acrylic binder. It's always good to moisten it a little before priming. And a flat brush like this one works really well. Remember that the seal must dry completely before painting. This photo of a beautiful dog inspired me to this painting. I made a quick sketch of it to figure out how I want to compose the painting. And the other photo that's going to be included in the picture is this birch tree trunk, which I made also a sketch of. I put these two things together on a smaller corresponding format. I place the dog so that it stays just below the golden ratio for the height of the picture, which is about 3/8 to 5/8. And the width should also be marked with the golden ratio by the birch tree, which is again 3/8 to 5/8. This side of the birch tree could accentuate this line, so the composition has a layout of the golden ratio here and once again here. I think this birch line carries over to the dog's line here nicely and flows together perfectly. For those who don't know, the golden ratio is a mathematical ratio which can be found in nature and gives a composition a harmonious layout. That's how I like to compose my painting. I have enlarged, printed and cut out this beautiful animal for my canvas. This line is also cut out down to here because I want to draw it on the canvas too. My canvas is 50 centimeters tall, of which 5/8 are measured at 38 centimeters from the bottom, and that is where I put the dog. The birch trunk is placed just behind 25 centimeters from the right side. That's 5/8 out of 40 centimeters. My primer in bright colors should look like this. For the dog, I want a primer with Paynes Gray and Burnt Sienna. For the birch and the distance, Paynes Gray and Olive Green. For the leaves, Burnt Sienna, English Red, Yellow Ochre and Orange. I thin them out a little with water and start with the brightest color. Okay, I would like to capture this colorful undercoating, so it gets sealed with an acrylic varnish. The seal has dried, and now I'm preparing a darker glaze. For the upper background area, I'm using Payne's Gray and Olive Green with water. And for the middle and foreground, I'm using Payne's Gray and Burnt Sienna with water. Well, I think I'd like to have the foreground different, so I take it away again before it's dried completely. If necessary, some ethanol helps to take off the color. I glaze the foreground again, drizzle some ethanol drops and let it dry. Now I use the stencil and mark the dog's form with transparent black. Next, I glaze the full form in a darker tone that shows the lightest tones of the fur. I also paint the shaggy long hairs as they are visible in the picture. And then I paint the dark parts of the dog fur. I would like to design the foreground with birch leaves, and I'm using real leaves as shape templates. With the help of ethanol, I partially wash off paint to regain some brightness. Here I'm going to show you a close-up of how I paint the leaves. In the foreground, I create more of a light-dark contrast. The birch in the background remains slightly out of focus, which enhances the depth effect of the image. So now I come back to the dog again, which still needs color. I'm using black with burnt sienna. I partially washed the paint back with the help of ethanol so that the nice canvas structure becomes visible as in the rest of the picture. And I'm adding highlights to the dog's coat. Against the background hang low branches with single leaves from them. I think this makes the background even more interesting. Okay, now it's finished. Thank you so much for watching, for your patience, and if you enjoyed it, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel Margie's Atelier. See you again soon, and God bless you all.